What up, congratulators? What's up? I'm Xavier Garcia. If you're new to the channel, this is the Ultimate Psychology channel. I'm Xavier Garcia, creating awesome videos to cure all your life. And boy, what a week it's been! It's been a tremendous week for me, and I hope it has been for you as well. At least in the not in the negative, but in the positive. There's so many things going on in the world today, and it's so hard to keep your head on straight. You know, finding your path, finding your goal in life. You know, having a going in a linear way, right? We plan our goals. We have our targets. We keep our eye. We think we're spot on, and it's not always a straight line, right? But our intentions have to be right. Our intention has to be straight to the target. When things rock our boat, we have to have the flexibility to change, to adapt, to have a new strategy. But the goal always remains the same. And that goal can be super clearly defined. It can be something just as simple as fulfilling our potential, feeling great, feeling like we're making progress in our lives, even at the smallest scale, right? Even if sometimes we're thinking way so big that we forget to notice the little things, the little small steps of progression. And sometimes that's where we got to start. Even though we want the big things, we're gonna have those things, but sometimes we have to put those on the shelf just so we could feel better about ourselves right here, right now, in this moment. And that's what it's all about, right? It's about feeling good. It's about feeling better. It's about feeling great about our lives. And that's going to come from a sense of gratitude. Yeah, and there's always more that we can achieve, that we can set for ourselves. Our ambitions rise. And we always want to take it to the next level. That's if you're an achiever, right? You always want to level up. But, it's not always that easy. Sometimes we want to have goals. We want to have aspirations. But we have so many things in our way. And most of it, a lot of it is internal. Right? It's our internal belief systems or just even a lack of experience. We don't even know better, right? You do better when you know better. But if you don't know what you don't know, and you have blind spots, and these things can cost you a lot of time, unfortunately. One of the best ways to do this is you do have to make a conscientious effort to do something different, to get in a better environment. Get around people who are playing at the level that you want to play with, and maybe they're not on the ultimate level, but it's at a better, a higher frequency than you're playing at right now. I know I've been in a lot of places for so long because I was so caught up on having things just constant and just having a base, because having gone through so much turmoil and turbulence and ups and downs and craziness, I'm sure you have, or maybe you're going through it right now. It's just like, can we just stop? Can you just stop the world for a second, right? And then you want to just make sure there's not going to be any more earthquakes, for example, right, internally, or whatever you're going through, a relationship breakup. I've had a relationship where, oh man, it provided so much uncertainty in my life, back and forth. My sister called it a bipolar relationship because we're always up and down, and there's no such thing as that. It's just smooth all the time, right? If it was just smooth all the time, you go back on that lazy river and it feels good for a while. We want to have those moments of peace and tranquility and long lastingness, right? But we also want to have a sense of adventure. We also have that need for that, the romantic Indiana Jones type of romantic adventure. And too much of that could, again, be too much. So we've got to find this balance, this harmony of going back and forth with those things. But anyways, losing my train of thought. But here's the thing, and you can lose your train of thought, and that's the way life is going to be sometimes. But you got to come back home, find your true center of balance, and regardless if you have an agenda or not, because a lot of us don't, right? The majority of us don't set goals, but we do have a sense of what we want and what we're becoming, and that's a start. And it's really important to, whether I did this in this video or not, sometimes I do jot down notes and I have an agenda. Sometimes I feel robotic and it feels very mechanical. And I'm just trying to have a heartfelt expression with you so you know that I'm real and that someone's really, honestly trying to connect with you. And a lot of people are. A lot of people are reaching out for, if you're watching, if you're on a channel like this, the Ultimate Psychology channel, it's probably because you really want to take yourself to the next level, or that you're so low, you need something extreme, that a little tidbit from something from somewhere is just not going to help. It's not going to be enough. So we're here to cover all the bases for you, the full gamut. I'm no psychologist in terms of clinically. I'm not classically trained in school or Harvard. I'm just a man with a love for people, for knowledge, and for wisdom, and just sharing that with others. The more I share with you, the more feedback I get back from you, and I improve. I improve by helping you, and this is how this game of life is. We're all one team. Life is a team sport, and fortunately, we're all on the same team. It's when we have that division that divides us, where we start seeing, we have fractions, and we start fracturing as a company, as a group, and we start pointing fingers. And yes, we're going to have our differences, and yes, we're going to have strengths. And if you're on a football team or a basketball team or any kind of softball, baseball, you have your outfielders, you have your linemen, you have your linebackers. If you have your specific group, and you can always niche it down. And it's important to have specialized niching. But don't forget that of course you have to do your job, and when you do your job, you lighten the burden so that someone doesn't have to pick up your slack. But that's what we do sometimes. We have grace for each other, and we got each other's backs. All right, but if you can carry your own weight, it helps the other people do their job. And if you get great at pulling your own weight, well then guess what? It gives you strength, so that maybe you have some reserves and some left over that you can help others, catch up to speed themselves. So, kind of back going where I'm starting with is the world can be crazy at times, and wanting everything to be stopped and slowed down, getting yourself to go to a higher group, a different environment where people are going to encourage you, finding a place where that culture is a place where you're going to feel positive about it, and people are going to give you that encouragement for you to pursue your goals in that direction. So it's obviously easier said than done, but you're going to be losing a lot of time if you don't. And yeah, there's going to be riskiness, and you're going to feel inadequate at times, and it's humiliating. And I know that I've always wanted to have a good front, have a great a facade and a look, right? But that look, that's just all front street, right? And then in the background, you're like scrambling. You're looking hood rich. You look fly, but you got everything in your mama's name, right? It's not your own credit, it's someone else's credit. And you look great, and you're trying to appeal to other people who's don't even really care about you that much. Try to earn the respect of the people that you respect, and not worry about the others who don't. Because at the end of the day, you can't please all the people all the time. You eventually, and here's the good news, when you sacrifice that short-term humility, and you ask for help, right? People are going to come to your aid. You're going to get up to where you want to be, and now you're going to be really embodying and have the fulfillment of what you were projecting to be. And as they say, love covers a multitude of sins. God makes all things new. You can be renewed, and you can come full circle. You may always have haters. You're always going to have haters, criticizers. People are going to try to say that you're not perfect, and of course nobody's perfect, so just let that slide off your back. So what? I'm not trying to be. I'm just doing the best that I can, and I'm spreading a positive message while you're out there being a negative Nancy about it, right? Let's not go that route. And then you have an opportunity to serve, because you see that gap in that person's game, and we can serve them there. Hopefully they're open-minded, or we can show enough love to get them to open up and realize they can apologize. Because if you showed humility, then you're an example and you're a hero of what it was like to don that, and you allow people to go through that transformation themselves. They have to have their Humpty Dumpty fall. They have to be the emperor with no clothes, and he gets exposed, right? And it's shameful, but it's all right. People got your back, and they'll come to your rescue. And people are going to laugh at you for a while, and they're always going to want you to see you mess up. But man, those guys are for the birds. You keep going forward, and you'll end up finding your flock, and you'll be flying with eagles instead of scratching with the turkeys. Anyways, that's my word for you today, this week. Stick to your commitments. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there and be vulnerable, because when you do, you're going to build strength. Again, you're going to come full circle, and you're going to actually be the man or the woman that you're meant to be, and experience that true fulfillment. God bless you. Thank you for watching. I'm Xavier Garcia, and until the next video, love is freedom. Peace.